remain standing for the national anthem by the MNU pep band under the direction of Dr. Luke Johnson.
Let's pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather together to play the wonderful game of basketball. God, we just pray for every participant, coaching staff. We thank you for the gift that we have to gather here. We thank you for everyone in attendance. We thank you for this wonderful holiday season. God, we ask that you would just be glorified in all that happens here tonight. We love you. Amen.
Tonight's starting lineup, first for Central Methodist. Starting at guard, 6'2" junior from Jefferson City, Missouri, number 1, Marcus Anthony. At the other guard, 5'11" junior from Chicago, Illinois, number 3, Everett Stubblefield. At the other guard, 6'5" senior from Fairview Heights, Illinois, number 11, Isaiah May. At the other guard, 6'3" junior from Campbellsville, Kentucky, number 13, Trayvon Smith. And at forward, 6'8" senior from London, England, number 12, Peter Turay. Central Methodist is coached by Matt Sherman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your Pioneers. Starting at guard, 6'3" sophomore from Dayton, Ohio, number 3, Makai Elmore. At the other guard, 6'5" senior from McPherson, Kansas, number 13, Jake Alexander. At the other guard, 6'5" senior from Olathe, Kansas, number 25, Anthony Brown. At forward, 6'8" senior from Kansas City, Missouri, number 23, Caleb Jones McCreary. And at the other forward, 6'7" freshman from Barcelona, Spain, number 42, Gerard Bosch. Pioneers are coached by Adam Hefker, assisted by Hudson Welty and Jacob Redding. Tonight's referees are Dan Nowakowski, David Heitfield, and Chris Stevens.
Well, welcome into the Cook Center, where we're set for some Heart of America Conference action between your Mid-American Nazarene University Pioneers and the visiting Central Methodist Eagles. And CMU comes into tonight's ballgame with a blistering 8-1 record, dropped one game on the road up at Culver Stockton, but have been unbeaten besides that in some high-scoring competitive affairs. They have a talented group, a mix of some guys we are familiar with who played a lot of basketball in CMU uniforms, with Marcus Anthony, Isaiah May, Everett Stubblefield, and a couple of new faces. Division I transfer from Middle Tennessee State, Trayvon Smith, the leading scorer, 13 in the black jerseys, along with the big fella inside, Peter Turay, a transfer from West Alabama. They try to go to Turay right away. Caleb Jones McCrary able to poke it away. Pioneers start their normal group with the noticeable absence of Ed Wright, the leading scorer at almost 20 points a game. Has missed the last few games with an ankle injury. Out of a walking boot, hope to see him back soon. But Pioneers able to win up at Grandview on Saturday without him. And going to have a big performance from several guys stepping up here tonight to take on such a talented Eagles squad shorthanded. And there's Trevon Smith right away, 6'3" guard from Campbellsville, Kentucky. Like I've said, a Division I transfer leading scorer, and he gets the scoring started, 2-0 lead. AB goes high post to Jones McCrary, gets it back on the handoff, probes, looking for Caleb inside. Now it's Jake Alexander, the fifth-year senior, working on the right wing. Discombobulated possession, and Caleb Jones McCrary knocks down a three from the right wing, and he's smiling, looking at the bench because Caleb, not traditionally a three-point shooter, but knocks down a triple to get things started after really a bad possession offensively and bailed out by the big fella. Smith into the paint, pull-up jumper from the lefty. Left this one short. Pioneers want to run. Makai Elmore, as good as there is in transition, to the rack, the reverse layup, no good, and Caleb whistled for the over the back in transition. And you love going for the offensive rebound. You want your bigs to stay aggressive. Jones McCrary, so important to this Pioneer team, staying out of foul trouble, a major key, and an excellent coach like Matt Sherman probably going to go right at him, trying to pick up that second. They do post to Ray, unable to get it in. Anthony Brown hounding Marcus Anthony out top, just about lost it. Stubblefield, a high-scoring guard from Chicago, pull-up jumper, short to Ray, the rebound to the rim, and missed the putback. Here's the freshman from Barcelona, Spain, Gerard Bosch with the rebound. Elmore brings it across. Inside Jones McCrary, one-on-one in the post. No help comes. Spins baseline, left-handed jump hook, rattles out. Alexander, as he does so well, crashing the offensive glass. Eagles come down with it, and before you can blink, Stubblefield to the rim. Second chance opportunity again off the mark, so some looks at the rim for Central Methodist early have not fallen the last couple times down. Bosch in the post. Has a size advantage, goes right to the rim. That lefty jump hook, no good, but he gets his own miss, taps it up and in. Love the aggressiveness from the freshman. Played at Sunrise Christian Academy a year ago. And he went right through Trevon Smith, who's a really talented scorer, but just 6'3", 175. Bosch about 6'7", probably 205, 210. And Marcus Anthony knocks down a triple in the corner, and he's going to go to the line for one more. Fouls on Jake Alexander, his first.
Jake Alexander as his first, second team foul.
Coach Hepker asking the officials if that was a potential kick in the leg out on the offensive player. Anthony knocks down the extra foul shot and gives Central Methodist an early 6-5 lead on the 4-point play. You got to think Anthony Brown, Makai Elmore, and Jones McCrary will be shouldering the load offensively without Wright, as they do often anyway, but just with an expanded shot chart, you would imagine so. Anthony Brown whistled for the travel. It looked awkward, but he shot the basketball. I don't think you can travel after you've already shot the ball. He got it off before that foot came down, but there's an illegal screen on Anthony. Marcus Anthony, that is.
Marcus Anthony as his first
Give
team foul.
possession back to the home team. Little token full court pressure put on. Sophomore point guard from Dayton, Ohio, Makai Elmore, unfazed by that. Little empty side wing, pick and roll, and Anthony Brown turned it over. Wanted Jones McCrary in the post. Smith ahead of everybody. The easy bucket in transition. Nice entry pass by Elmore, and Jones McCrary going to go to the line for two. Caleb did a nice job, beat everybody down the floor, and Stopped right in front of the rim.
Foul number 3, Everett Stubblefield.
Elmore got it to him over the top.
Second team foul. Caleb Jones McCrary at the line shooting 2.
Fouls on Everett Stubblefield. Jones McCrary knocks down the second. He's got 4 of the Pioneer 6. Stubblefield so quick into the paint off the ball screen. Kicked it back out to Isaiah May, and May attacks Bosch, draws the foul, going to go to the line for 2. First personal on Bosch, 3rd team foul on the Pioneers. Isaiah May knocks down the first. And we have to give a big shout out to the Mid-America men's soccer team, who just became national champions over the weekend. Down in Wichita for the final site, and Coach Wardlaw and Mid-America Nazarene men's soccer take the entire thing. Best team in the country, national champions. Join the likes of men's basketball and women's basketball with national champion banners. 2007 from the men's basketball team, 2016 women's basketball national champs, and 2023 Mid-America men's soccer brings home the red banner. Congrats to Coach Wardlaw and that entire program. Unbelievable. Bosch going to go to the line for 2 as he's done some work in the post early, taking advantage of kind of a 4-guard lineup from Central Methodist. Now Isaiah May, 6'5", physical, can play in the post a bit. But they'll switch a lot of things 1 through 4. Smith drives baseline to the cup. Lefty reverse layup is good. He's a smooth offensive player, Trayvon Smith. Bosch in the post again, kicks it out to Elmore. Mackay's 3 from the top of the key, nothing there. But the putback for Bosch. Gets the O board, takes advantage. Bosch now with 5. Cuts the lead back to 3. This is going to be a matchup to watch all night. Anthony Brown, the 5th-year senior from Olathe, one of the better defenders in the country, against Trayvon Smith. Stubblefield probing into the paint, kept that dribble alive, kicked it out to Smith. Lefties, 3 on the way. Left it way short. Anthony, no touch. Smith saying Brown got a piece of it. Coach Matt Sherman saying Brown got a piece of it. Officials say Pioneer basketball. A heck of a coaching matchup between 2 guys who were great players for their alma mater and now take over at the helm as head coaches in Matt Sherman and Adam Hepker. Jones McCrary in the post, fancy footwork, got 2 Eagles off their feet and laid it in. Did his work early, shot fake, got Teray to bite, a little step through in the easy bucket. First substitution of the ball game. Mid-America sends Brooks Langer into the game. It's going to be a short rotation for Mid-America tonight without Ed Wright. In conference play, that rotation tightens up anyway, but maybe 6, maybe 7 deep here. Trey Senegal checks in for Central Methodist, and he and Langer will match up. Stubblefield off the screen to Smith in the corner. Lost the handle. Eagles reset. Little 4-out, 1-in offense. They'll get some ball screens from Teray Smith, the big fella. Excuse me, from Peter Teray, the big fella. Trey Senegal checks in and scores right away, and Makai Elmore, before you can blink, in the paint, gets his 2 to go. Expect a high-scoring affair. Both teams like to play fast. Both teams can score the basketball. Senegal lost his footing. It's Brown and Trayvon Smith one-on-one in the corner. Smith drives into the paint. Jones McCrary got a piece of that one, but an open Everett Stubblefield for three. Pioneers fortunate. Stubblefield can really shoot it, but the offensive rebound and the dunk from Isaiah May. Double drag ball screen. Elmore uses it. Into the lane. Layup is good. Akai is so good off that ball screen. Can go either way. The lefty that time showing off the versatility. Gets downhill to his right hand and scores. Anthony Brown intercepts the pass in transition. 2-on-1 to the cup. Missed it. Bosch there again on the follow. Gerard Bosch doing some damage on the offensive glass.
Foul number 3, Everett Stubblefield. That's his second personal, 4th team foul.
And that's a big whistle because that's number 2 on all-conference point guard Everett Stubblefield.
Shooting 2.
Bosch misses the first.
Substitution.
Plenty of depth at the guard spot for CMU as veteran Trent Lyles checks in. Will run the point for CMU and more than capable, but certainly CMU fans would like to see Stubblefield out of foul trouble as Bosch ties us at 16. Lyles brings it up against a little token 2-2-1 press. Just about turned it over. May tracks down the errant pass. Pioneers going to stay in a zone after the press. Could be because Jones McCrary is on the bench. Don't have a true big out there. Caden Caberline, the sophomore from Olathe South, inside against the zone. Smith's 3 off the mark, but an offensive rebound and a kick out. Trey Senegal takes advantage, knocks down the 3. Brooks Langer left all alone at the top of the key, his 3 off the mark. Couple Pioneers battling for the rebound, and it falls in the waiting arms of Central Methodist. Lyles in transition. Hesitates into the paint. Kicked out for Smith. Skip past Senegal, just hit a 3, takes another one, left it short. Senegal gets it back, thought about another one, this time turned it down, gonna swing it around the perimeter. Langer ices the ball screen. Caberline, nice job inside, forces the miss. Good interior defense, and then runs the floor. Caden Caberline gets the bucket to go and one. That's a great pass over the top from Anthony Brown, but what a play by Caden Caberline. Stayed vertical on the defensive end, forces the miss against an excellent offensive player in Trayvon Smith, and then sprints rim to rim, as I know this Pioneer coaching staff is begging their bigs to do all the time. Beat everybody down the floor, makes a contested catch, gets the bucket to go and one. Huge lift from the sophomore off the bench. Ties us at 19. Mid-America going to stay in the press, back to that 2-3 zone. No true bigs out there, but a lot of length. Bosch at 6'7", Caberline 6'7", Anthony Brown 6'5" with long arms, Langer athletic 6'3". Isaiah May goes over the top of Caberline, missed it. Bosch had the rebound for just a second, and then it fell in Trent Lyles' lap. He gets the easy layup. Caberline inside, spins, jump hook. Good move, just a little too strong off the glass. Brown pokes it away from Lyles, good steal. Here comes Gerard Bosch in transition. Elmore thought about a 3, now he penetrates into the paint, double clutch layup. No foul called. Pioneers thought there was contact, but now Central Methodist in transition. Senegal all the way to the rim, and he thought he was fouled. Helter-skelter couple of possessions that time. Pioneers turn it over. Jake Alexander going to check back in. 10:45 to go. It's a 21-19 lead for CMU. Isaiah Williams checks in for the first time for Central Methodist. He's going to inbound. Mid-America going to stay in the zone. Caberline's matched up inside with Charlie Bronikowski, a 6'6" senior from Boonville, and Charlie can shoot it from 3, playing that 5 position, but a pick and pop threat. Senegal takes another triple right in front of the Pioneer bench, knocks it down. Senegal been aggressive off the bench. He's got 8. Certainly not shy on pulling the trigger. Pioneers turn it over again. A sloppy couple possessions offensively, and CMU out to a 5-point lead. Should be the under 10 media timeout at the next dead ball. Pioneers go back to the man-to-man. There's that pick and pop from Bronikowski, and he traveled. Tried to attack the closeout on the pick and pop and just split those feet. Now we'll tick under 10, and Elmore gets a screen from Anthony Brown, gets into the paint, and he's fouled. Going to be on the floor. Mackay did a nice job turning the corner, putting some pressure on the rim. Trent Lyles picks up the personal. So here at the under 10, it's going to be Central Methodist 24, Mid-American Nazarene 19. We'll take a 1-minute break. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. Coming out of the timeout, Jones McCurry back onto the floor. Sets a ball screen on the wing for Jake Alexander. They go inside to Caleb. Working on Bronikowski in the post. Gets into the paint, kicks to Langer. Brooks turns down the 3, goes to Jones McCurry on the repost. Caleb, right-handed jump hook. Great look, didn't get it to go. Back rim. Eagles look to run. Smith working on Anthony Brown, gets into the paint, kicks out to Trent Lyles. Now back to Smith, top of the key. Probing into the paint, had it tied up, and it's going to be out of bounds, CMU basketball. Anthony Brown and Caleb Jones McCurry each got a hand on that ball, stripped it away from Trayvon Smith. Little flex action out of the timeout, or out of the baseline, out of bounds, excuse me, from CMU. Lyles, pull-up jumper, missed it. Elmore the rebound. Pioneers have numbers. Jones McCrary to Anthony Brown. Brown, one-on-one, left block. Skip pass, great find. Brooks Langer's 3, back rim. Good kick out to a good shooter. Pioneers just come up empty. And another 3 knocked down by Trey Senegal. The 6'4" junior coming in off the bench from Houston, Texas, has 11 here in the first half. He has been electric offensively. Most of his damage coming from downtown. He's knocked down 3 triples. An in transition wild shot from Isaiah Williams, nothing there. Pioneers need to stop the bleeding. Elmore into the paint, tried to kick it out to Langer, and it's stolen away by Senegal. In transition, had his shot blocked by Jones McCrary. Caleb can't believe it. Blocked it with his elbow.
Foul number 23, Caleb Jones-McCrary. That's his
A
second
lot of
personal,
basketball up top.
team foul.
Officials saying there was some contact down low. I don't know. Maybe they had a bailout call.
Shooting two.
Trey Senegal having a conversation with the officials for the second or third time here in the first half. They're telling him a little too much extracurricular. Conversations continue. That's good officiating. You don't want to give a guy a technical foul early. But a lively Trey Senegal. I'd be lively too if I had 11 points in the first 11 minutes. Make it 12 points in the first 12. And CMU pushes that lead out to 9. And Branton Van Dyke in at the point guard spot now, the sophomore from Utah. Bosch, good pass fake into the paint, lays it in. Good take by Gerard Bosch. Freshman big fella with 8 here early. Freshman Isaiah Cole into the ball game for Mid-America as well. This is a interesting group for MNU. Senegal into the paint, missed it off the glass. Teray the rebound, had it stripped. Van Dyke looking for Isaiah Cole ahead of the pack. That's just a panic turnover from your young guard. Threw it into the waiting arms of Marcus Anthony. Pioneers want to play fast, but got to take care of the basketball. Anthony goes right to the rim, scores it.
Marcus Anthony.
Strong take for the junior out of Jeff City, Missouri, Elias Catholic. Van Dyke to Alexander. A little split action. Van Dyke goes backdoor. Jake takes it up top, gets a screen from Bosch. Had it poked away from behind. It should be Pioneer basketball. Anthony Brown checks back in. Brown been frustrated here in the first half, scoreless. He's done a decent job defensively on Trayvon Smith, but had a couple of turnovers, couple looks that he normally gets to drop that didn't. They're going to need him. They're going to have any chance to not take out a 8-1 CMU team here tonight with a short-handed roster. Bosch draws the foul. Battling inside with Peter Teray. A big man from London, England, the transfer from West Alabama, but not the only big from London, England on the roster is Big Tom Sawulu, who had played a lot of minutes for CMU in the last couple of years, a London native as well. Still on the roster. I don't see him on the bench tonight, though. Trent Lyles takes a three, top of the key, way too strong. Offensive rebound by Teray. And layup up and in by Marcus Anthony.
30-second full timeout. Pioneers.
That's a full timeout taken by Coach Hepker and the Pioneers, who find themselves trailing by 11. 6:44 to go in the first half. 32-21, Central Methodist leads. Trailing by 11. Makai Elmore back into the game for Mid-America, and coming out of the timeout, CMU shows zone. Elmore to Cole. Ball stayed on the perimeter against this zone. Pioneers, I think, had man-to-man set drawn up, and Coach Sherman came out in the zone as Elmore's floater is blocked, but he's fouled. Senegal is going to be whistled for the foul. Came in swinging. Just his first. It is the 8th team foul on Central Methodist. Pioneers in the bonus for the remainder of this 6 minutes and 22 seconds in the first half. Got to stay aggressive and pick up some slack at the free throw line. Elmore misses the first. And goes 0 for 2, uncharacteristic. Elmore, a good free throw shooter, a good shooter in general. The Pioneers have had their struggles at the line at times. Little horns action, Lyles off the screen. Teray swings to Senegal. He gets a pick and roll off the wing. Mishandles it. Reset. Now Lyles to the elbow. Pull-up jumper. No good. Transition. Elmore attacking his handoff to the freshman Isaiah Cole. Cole, another Olathe native, Olathe Northwest High School. And that's a strong take. Elmore to the rim, gets the basket to go. Gonna need more of that from Makai Elmore at the rim. Lead back down under 10. It's a 9-point game. Little America's play. Shuffle single. Go inside to Teray in the post. He spins baseline. Kicks it out to Senegal. Takes a step back three and airballed it. But right place, right time. Marcus Anthony there puts it back in. Teray playing, Senegal playing with all kinds of confidence. And sometimes when it's your night, it's your night. Even the air ball might as well be an assist. But Jake Alexander answers with a three from the corner. Alexander's first bucket of the game. Fifth-year senior, been really essentially a 5-year starter. He and Anthony Brown both came in that same class and played a lot of minutes for the Pioneers. Forced the turnover. Trailing by just 8. Can make this a 2-possession game here. Coach Hepker gives out a set to his group. Elmore brings it across, gets everybody set. 5-double, go into that high post. Split action, Cole cut back door. Got it to Elmore on the pop. Makai downhill, got all the way to the cup. Left-handed layup, no good. Took some contact from a strong Marcus Anthony. Anthony did a good job keeping his hands out of the play, though. Anthony's three off the mark. Cole and Bosch battle for the rebound. Gerard Bosch comes down with it. Anthony Brown into the paint. That floater goes down. Brown's first bucket of the game. Cuts into that lead. It's a 6-point ball game. Brown's so good in that little in-between area, that 6 to 10-footer. The floater is such a difficult shot. He makes it look easy. That's a good take by Trevon Smith. A little step through in the lane for the basket. Brown probing. Gets a little step-up screen from Makai Elmore. Now goes right into the paint one-on-one with good defender in Isaiah May. And Brown steps through, jump hook, left it short. Smith in transition. Pioneers do a nice job building a wall. Elmore sitting on that gap. Is Bosch, the significant quickness disadvantage matched up with Trevon Smith, but Pioneers showing bodies to the ball. Good transition defense. Jake Alexander comes away with the rebound. Got to capitalize on the stop here. Elmore gets the step-up screen from Cole. Now a side ball screen from Bosch into the paint. Makai Elmore just short. Bosch again the offensive rebound, and he couldn't get the lefty layup to go. Bosch, an animal on the offensive glass here in the first half. Gonna go to the line for two. Second personal on Teray, 9th team foul on CMU. And the struggles at the free throw line continue for Mid-America. Can't connect on the first two. Splits the pair, and Van Dyke back in for Elmore. At the point guard spot, matched up with Lyles out top. Comes that high pick and pop with Bronikowski. Got it to Isaiah May, lifting up out of the corner, and Anthony Brown got his hand on the ball, but whistled for a foul coming in from the corner. Just his first personal, 5th team foul on Mid-America. Curl for Trayvon Smith. Beautiful execution, but couldn't finish. Got a wide open layup on the out of bounds play, and Smith just missed it. Bosch, corner three, took advantage, knocks it down. It's a 4-point game. Timeout, Coach Sherman. Gerard Bosch leads the Pioneers, maybe leads all scorers with 12. And we got a 4-point ball game. 2:20 to go in the first half. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. So the big three from Bosch makes this a 2-possession ball game, and coming out of the timeout, CMU goes a little weave ball screen action, looking to get Smith downhill to his left hand. He takes a step back three instead, but he's fouled. Anthony Brown whistled for the personal, and Trayvon Smith going to go to the line for 3. That is the second time in this first half Pioneers have fouled a 3-point shooter. The first time Marcus Anthony knocked down the 3 and went to the line for a 4-point play. And this time Smith going to go to the line for 3. Knocks down the first. Smith, an 83% free throw shooter, averaging 15.5 points a game. He's in double figures now with 10. Pioneers have had to play a bulk of this first half without Caleb Jones-McCrary, but Central Methodist can turn around and say they had to play the bulk of this first half without all-conference guard Everett Stubblefield, who's got 2 fouls. So it's a 7-point game. Branton Van Dyke in at the point for Elmore. Mid-America looking for a little high-low. They go inside to Bosch on the high-low. He goes to that jump hook, rattles around, no good, but Van Dyke the offensive rebound. Kicked out for Alexander. His 3 is good. Jake Alexander knocks down his second triple of the first half. Lead back down to 4. There's that weave ball screen for Trayvon Smith. Downhill to his left hand. Good defense inside by Bosch. Stayed vertical. There was definitely contact, but Bosch showing hands, stayed straight up and down, no whistle. Now it's Brown handling out top, gets the screen from Bosch. We're going to let Bosch run the offense from the high post. Isolated side, pick and pop. Bosch thought about the 3, instead drives baseline into the paint. Kept that pivot foot down, and he's fouled again. Bosch going to go back to the line for 2 more. Free throw shooting has been anything but automatic in this first half anyway. Bosch connects on the first. So we got a one-possession game. Brooks Langer checks back in for Anthony Brown, who's got 2 fouls. Coach Hepker taking no risks of him picking up his 3rd before the half. So playing without Ed Wright, without Jones McCreary for quite some time, and with Anthony Brown scoring just 2, we got a 2-point game in the first half, thanks in large part to the freshman from Barcelona, Spain. Bosch with 14 here in the first half. Central Methodist leads 39-37, 1 minute to go in the half. Little shuffle cut inside. Now Anthony uses a ball screen. Kicks out to Bronikowski. Pick and pop 3, rattles out, looked good. Didn't drop. Elmore gonna take it coast to coast. Kicks it out to Langer. A reset. Pretty move from Makai Elmore all the way to the rack. Lots of contact, no whistle. Elmore can't believe it, but spun all the way around on the finish. And Bosch blocks the shot on the other end, responds. Shot clock is off. Mid-America can take the last shot of the half if they choose to do so, and they will. Hepker calling out a set, gonna be a double ball screen and an empty side for Makai Elmore. Makai would like to refuse this and just go to his left hand, and he does. Gets into the paint, spins all the way to the cup, missed the layup, but the follow is there. Isaiah Cole ties us at 39. And then forces the turnover. I was gonna say sends us into halftime tied at 39, but that may not be the case. There's a turnover in the backcourt with 1.2 left. So a heck of an offensive rebound putback, tapped in by the freshman from Olathe Northwest. We got a tie ball game, and Mid-America can run a little sideline out of bounds set here. Plenty of time for a catch and shoot, even time for one dribble. We'll see what Coach Hep has drawn up, if they go for a lob right away or it's a catch and shoot opportunity. Brown's gonna inbound it. Goes to Jones McCrary out top. He's just gonna cast up a deep 3 off the mark. So heck of a first half. We find ourselves tied 39 apiece. Bosch led the way with 14. Trey Senegal leads Central Methodist off the bench with 12. So a high-scoring first half. We'll take a 15-minute break. Be back for the second half of action here in the Cook Center. 39 apiece. Thanks for tuning in. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. So welcome back into the Cook Center, set for second half of action between your Mid-America Nazarene Pioneers and the visiting CMU Eagles. We are all tied at 39 after 20 minutes. We'll inbound and do it all over again. Makai Elmore takes the inbounds pass from Anthony Brown, and the starting five for each group back on the floor. Stubblefield and Jones McCrary both sat extended portions of the first half with a couple of fouls. Both back on the floor for their respective groups. Pioneers go right inside to Jones McCrary. He kicks it out to Anthony Brown. Shot fakes into the paint. Floater. How did that not go? Anthony Brown got his own miss and put it up and in. Just his third and fourth points of the ball game, but puts the Pioneers on top 41-39. Marcus Anthony's drive goes right at Jones McCrary. Caleb did a good job staying vertical. Doesn't pick up that third foul. We're tied back up at 41 apiece. Anthony now with 12 for CMU. Bosch, one-on-one in the post with Trayvon Smith. Drops it off, pretty pass inside to Jones McCrary. That's a great pass from the young big man, Gerard Bosch. Caleb knows he should have finished that one. Missed opportunity. Anthony just about took an extra step. No travel called. Back to Stubblefield out top. Gets the high ball screen into the paint. Back out to Smith. Smith, the lefty, is fouled by Bosch. Got Gerard out of his stance a little bit with the shot fake. Draws the foul. It's the second personal on Bosch. First team foul of the half. Smith snakes his way to 15 feet off the screen and banks one home. Banked it in from the elbow. Smith now with 13. Now Brown to the elbow. Got a defender off his feet and lays it in. That's a pretty move from Anthony Brown. Head and shoulder fake. Couple of Eagles bit on it. Just stepped through and put it in. Ties us at 43. Pioneers ice that ball screen on the right slot, but just a high-level scorer, Trayvon Smith, snakes his way to the rim, lays it in with his strong left hand. Zoom action, handoff into a ball screen. Anthony Brown, pull-up jumper, left it short. CMU in transition with numbers. Great job by Elmore to get back and stop the transition opportunity. Ice that slot ball screen again. This time it's for Stubblefield. He gets into the paint, kicks out to Anthony. Gonna reset it, this time going left to right. Step back three from the top of the key is good from Trayvon Smith. He's got 18 points here early in the second quarter. High post, split action for the Pioneers. Empty side ball screen. Alexander into the paint, fouled, gonna go to the line for two. Good take from Jake Alexander. Knocked down 2 threes in the first half, this time puts it on the deck.
That's his third personal, first team foul. Jake Alexander at line shooting 2.
Jake knocks down the first, makes it a 4-point game, though scorekeepers in the arena just gave that point to the wrong team. I don't know if anybody else is noticing it. He's done it again. The 2 points were just given to Central Methodist that should have been given to the Pioneers. Hopefully Dennis Troyer sees it. He does. He fixed it. Okay. It's a 3-point game, 45-48. Central Methodist leads. Smith and Stubblefield, man, they have to be as good a backcourt as there is in the country, definitely in the heart of America. Brown poked it away from Smith that time. Stubblefield recovered. Snakes his way into the lane. Just about turned it over and now kicks it out to Anthony. His three on the way, off the mark. And Marcus Anthony does kick out that right foot. Drew a foul on it in the first half. Just about did it again here in the second. Teray and Jones McCrary in the post. Drop step. Little baby hook off the glass, just rolls out. Hit every part of the rim, didn't drop. Spread pick and roll. Teray now chases to an empty side ball screen for Anthony. That's an illegal screen, and they called it. Peter Teray chasing his pass to that empty right wing pick and roll and just didn't get set. Took out Makai Elmore. That's the third foul on the big fella from London. Alexander couldn't handle the pass, and Stubblefield comes away with the steal and the easy layup. The Pioneer fans on the sideline can't believe that that wasn't called out of bounds, because Stubblefield stepped on that blue sideline over there, at least according to Jake Alexander and a couple people in the front row. A little too far for me to see, but I trust Coach Adam Hooker's eyes over there. Brown off the ball screen, hesitates all the way to the rim and missed the layup. And that's a great look. Pioneers unable to convert on a couple shots at the rim here. Teray's going to go to the line for two on the putback. I believe that's the third foul on Jones McCrary. It is.
Jones McCrary, that's his third team foul.
This is a Central Methodist team. Comes into tonight 8-1. Only loss was on the road at Culver Stockton, and road conference games always tough to win, but CMU knocked off some really good competition here early, and you can see why. It's a talented group in Coach Sherman's team. They're taking on a short-handed Pioneer squad, missing their leading scorer in Ed Wright. But coming off a win up in Des Moines. Gonna have to have a big second half. And Anthony Brown missed the layup, but it's put back up and in by Jones McCrary. I'm telling you what, these Pioneers have been at the rim over and over and been unable to capitalize. That time the follow was good, but just uncharacteristic misses inside. Smith to the rim, over Jones McCrary for the bucket. Trayvon Smith is a handful offensively. I'm telling you what, this kid moves really well, handles the ball, can shoot it. Lefties are often a tough cover anyway. Bosch flashes high post, and Smith gambled. Bosch got all the way to the rim and again missed the easy one inside. Now CMU with numbers. Smith to the rack, lost it. Jake Alexander poked it away. Alexander with a great hustle play to stop the easy layup. Pioneers thought it should be their basketball, and it is. So official comes in from the opposite side, changes the call. So Alexander saves the bucket and gets the ball back for Mid-America. That's crucial. He's got to stop the bleeding here. Trailing by 7. A team in CMU that can really score. Every possession going to be big here in the second half. Elmore waiting for Anthony Brown to come up top off the zipper. Re-screen from Jones McCrary, and Brown to the rim, missed it short. Got up over the top of Peter Teray, just couldn't get it to go. In transition, it's Marcus Anthony to the rim for the bucket, and he's fouled. Look, to me, he was fouled well after the shot, but they're going to call it an and one. Fouls on Gerard Bosch.
That's his third team foul.
That's the third on Bosch and third team foul on the Pioneers, and the bonus free throw from Marcus Anthony can make this a double-digit game. Free throw up and good, so 57-47. Central Methodist leads it. Pioneers going to take a timeout, talk things over. 13:45 to go in the ball game. Thanks for tuning in. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. Brooks Langer will inbound it on the sideline. Coming out of the full timeout, see what Coach Hepker has drawn up. A little shallow cut from Brown. Get it to Mekhi Elmore out top, trying to get him downhill. He's into the paint. Floater's good. It's a good execution. Get your super quick guard, Mekhi Elmore, a matchup going downhill. And he capitalizes. He's got 8. The lead is 8 for CMU. Trayvon Smith to the rim. And he's fouled. See who it's on. This will be a big call. It's on Brooks Langer. Okay. So that's Langer's first personal. That would have been 4 on Jones McCrary. But it's going to send a good shooter to the free throw line for 2. Smith knocks down the first. Two for 2, leads back out to 10. Smith has 22. Langer off a staggered double, thought about a 3, now goes high post to Jones McCrary. Anthony Brown, empty side pick and roll, and that ball's last touched, I believe, by Teray. And I think this is going to be the same thing that happened on the opposite end. The official's going to come in and change the call. So it's going to be Eagles basketball. And Jones McCrary now guarding the point guard Trent Lyles and sagging way off, playing X defense or extra help defense. They take a perimeter player that they're willing to live with open jumpers for and provide a lot of help. It can help keep Caleb out of picking up his 4th foul. It's also a good way to break the rhythm of an offensive team and throw another look at you. Jones McCrary to the rim, right-handed layup, just rattles out. Man, there has been a lid on that basket for shots in the paint from the Pioneers tonight. Smith hit the deck, did not travel. He did keep his dribble alive. So there's no travel on Trayvon Smith, regardless of what the fans in the arena thought. Turnover came immediately afterwards anyway. And Anthony Brown, trying to go coast to coast, lost it out of bounds. It's been one of those nights for Mid-America Nazarene offensively. And Trey Senegal will check back in, who had a big spark off the bench in the first half. Going to give Smith a breather. Pioneers can't let him get going from the perimeter. And Gerard Bosch blows up the entry pass to Teray, but just stepped out of bounds. So Central Methodist will keep the basketball and inbound baseline underneath. Isaiah May takes the open 3 from the wing, and he knocks it down. Excuse me, that's Trent Lyles. Lyles is the player that Jones McCrary was guarding and providing help off of. May knocked it down anyway. Lyles knocked it down anyway. Jones McCrary with the and one the other way. Ran rim to rim, got good position, gets the bucket and the foul. Coming into the ballgame tonight, Trent Lyles was 1 for 4 from 3 on the season. Had only attempted 4 and only hit 1 all year. And stepped into that one confidently, knocked it down. Free throw no good, and Pioneers now going to fall into the 2-3 zone. So switching up the looks defensively. Langer and Bosch on the wings. Anthony Brown and Mekhi Elmore out top, and Anthony Brown fouls a 3-point shooter in the corner. That's Senegal. He's going to go to the line for 3. That is the 3rd time in this ball game Pioneers have fouled a 3-point shooter while attempting a 3. It's the 3rd personal on Brown. Trey Senegal with an 11-point lead steps to the line for 3 free throws. An 87% free throw shooter. Hear Ryan Robinson in the corner there whooping away, as he does at every Pioneer home game. Senegal knocks down the foul shots unbothered. He's got 15. Double drag ball screen on that empty side. Makai Elmore used it, lost it. And Bronikowski reaches around the back of Jones McCrary, picks up the personal.
That's a second, 4th team foul.
On the out-of-bounds play, Elmore off the handoff. Swinging around the perimeter, it's stolen away. Marcus Anthony jumped the passing lane. He goes coast to coast, missed the layup. Elmore comes down with the rebound in traffic, and now he's fouled by Trey Senegal.
Trey Senegal. That's his second, 5th team foul. Substitution for the Pioneers, number 0, Isaiah Cole.
And the freshman Isaiah Cole checks back in from Mid-America. Pioneers looking for a spark. Again, absent their leading scorer, Ed Wright. Anthony Brown on the bench now. And Pioneers going to their bench a little early. Alexander in the post, puts it up and in. There's a flop warning, which actually I don't know if it's a warning. It may just be an automatic technical foul. I think it is. That's a rule change. A season ago, a flop was a warning and then was issued a technical foul. This season, there is no warning. As soon as the officials deem you have flopped, it's an immediate tech. And that's going to send Brooks Langer to the free throw line. So count the basket from Jake Alexander, and Brooks Langer adds one more. (65-54) lead now for Central Methodist. 10:35 to go in the ballgame. A little 1-4 high set UCLA screen into a empty pick and roll. Bronikowski catches it off the roll, goes up and over Jones McCrary for the basket. It's good execution by Central Methodist. Emptied out that side off the UCLA screen. Little empty pick and roll. Had a stagger double on the backside. Jones McCrary goes right over Bronikowski. He's fouled.
Foul number 32, Charlie Bronikowski. That's his third.
Third on Bronikowski, but the 6th team foul on Central Methodist. So Pioneers in the bonus for the final 10-13 of the game. Though heading to the free throw line has not been a welcome place so far tonight. Caleb breaks the trend, knocks down the first.
Substitution for the Eagles, number 0, Isaiah Williams.
Make it 2 for 2. Lead back out to 11. Lyles running the show. Little horns action into a staggered double for Senegal. He comes off shooting and hitting. Trey Senegal is a pure shooter and certainly does not lack for confidence. He's got 18. I believe that's at his 4th 3. Elmore shot off the mark. Offensive rebound and put back from Jones McCrary. White jerseys are going to have to figure out a way to get some stops. Right now, CMU doing it with their 2 starting guards and leading scorers on the bench. Bronikowski, short roll. Kicks out to Trent Lyles. Lyles probes. Skip pass. And that ball mishandled and fumbled out of bounds by Christian Barbary.
Timeout on the floor.
And that's going to bring us to our under 10 media timeout. It'll be Pioneer basketball when we come back. 1 minute break. It's a 70-58 lead for the visiting Central Methodist Eagles. So fourth quarter, for all intents and purposes, begins. Little pistol action. Elmore gets baseline. Hammer screen into the corner. Brooks Langer was open, couldn't handle the pass. It's really a well-executed set up until the completion of the pitch and catch. As they ran a little pistol hammer action, got Elmore going downhill. Langer off the hammer screen to the corner. It would have been an open three. Unfortunate. Pioneers back in a man-to-man defense, and a three on the way, knocked down by Isaiah Williams. Isaiah Williams, not a guy we've seen take a lot of perimeter shots. Stepped into that one and buried it. His first points of the game. A Langer, long two, hit it. Tough shot from Brooks Langer. Off the bounce, contested. Foot on the line, buries it. The lead is 13. Senegal into the paint. The heavy step and inadvertent whistle. Okay, I think official under the rim thought that Coach Sherman wanted a timeout after the basket from Senegal. He did not, so inadvertent whistle, play on. Elmore one-on-one with Lyles. Crossover into the paint. Tried to drop it off to Jones-McCrary, and it was stolen away by Bronikowski. Lyles working on the freshman Cole, kicks it out. Senegal, who's been the hot hand here, into the paint, kicks to Barbary. He drives in, left-handed scoop layup, rolls out. Barbary, a junior from Milan, Italy. Seen any action in the first half. Been on the floor for a run here from CMU. Jones-McCrary right to the rim, left-handed layup is good. Bronikowski, that's a difficult matchup for Bronikowski, but with a 15-point, now a 13-point lead. Coach Sherman okay with Pioneers playing back to the basket through the post, I believe, at this stage anyway. Lyles shot fakes, gets into the paint, missed the layup. Alexander came over and helped, may have got a piece of it. Pioneers with numbers. Langer, three. Just short. Got a decent look in transition right in front of the Pioneer bench, and all kinds of contact between Cole and Isaiah Williams. No whistle. CMU off in transition. Senegal takes a three off the bounce, left it short. Just about everything that leaves his hand looks like it's going to go in tonight. Elmore off the screen. Langer shaking up out of the corner. They go right inside to Jones-McCrary. He spins baseline and gets the reverse to go. He said that has been a tough matchup for Bronikowski, and here comes 5 new Central Methodist Eagles. 30-second timeout. Jones-McCrary now with 18. The lead down to 11. The CMU going to talk things over, put in a new group of 5. We will take a quick break on MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. .6:12 to go in the ball game. Central Methodist 75, Pioneers 64. The starting group back on the floor for CMU. Van Dyken at the point now for the Pioneers. They trap the ball screen on the sideline, just about forced a turnover, but it's going to be CMU ball right in front of their bench. Anthony Brown back in for Cole. Van Dyke hounding Everett Stubblefield. It's been a quiet night from Everett Stubblefield. He's been plagued by foul trouble early, But Central Methodist has played really well without him. And the high-scoring guard from Chicago, all-conference player from a year ago, just 2 points, and Central Methodist still with an 11-point lead.
Violation, Pioneer ball.
The offensive slack has been more than picked up by a couple of newcomers, and Trevon Smith and Trey Senegal. Pioneers a chance to cut this thing to single digits. Brown gets a screen. We'll look for Jones McCrary rolling into the post here. They do. Now he's one-on-one with Peter Toure, a much bigger presence. And he finds Jake Alexander cutting to the rim, and Alexander dunks it home. We got a 9-point game. A good pass from the big man. Caleb Jones McCrary commanding a lot of attention on the block. Defender lost sight of Alexander. He cut back door, got an easy dunk. 75-66. Smith into the paint, lost it. Jones McCrary has it, tied up. Nope, he stayed out of bounds. Here come the Pioneers in transition. Brown, no numbers, but can attack one-on-one, does, and he's fouled. Momentum starting to shift back in favor of the home team. The dunk from Alexander, a defensive stop. And now Brown gonna head to the free throw line. Officials want to stop play and wipe up a wet spot underneath the basket where Caleb Jones McCrary was just on his back retrieving the basketball. Anthony Brown knocks down the first. Splits the pair, but offensive rebound by Jones McCrary. Anthony Brown says, I'm going right back to you. One-on-one in the post with Toure, probing. Drop steps through and scores it. Jones McCrary been way too much to handle in the post. He's got 20. All of a sudden, it's a 6-point game. High ball screen, Stubblefield all the way to the rim, and there's Everett Stubblefield. Turns the corner so quick. Double clutch layup, up and good, leads back to 8. Pioneers saying, we're not gonna run anything else except for give the ball to Caleb Jones McCrary on the block and make you try to send a double. First time that possession has come up empty in some time as Caleb missed the jump hook, got his own rebound, but couldn't get the ball to a teammate on the baseline. Jones McCrary got a piece of it, just about poked it away from Toure out top. Now Stubblefield off the ball screen again. This time stops at the elbow, stolen away by Anthony Brown. Now here comes Elmore in transition. He's fouled. Gonna go to the line for 2. Pioneers want a clear path or an intentional. And referee's just gonna take another look at it. Nothing dirty at all by Everett Stubblefield. So we're going to get a replay here to take a look. And from my view up top, Stubblefield intentionally fouled. I mean, obviously it was an intentional foul. Now, not that it should be called an intentional or a flagrant. He fouled on purpose to stop the layup. Was not a dirty play, didn't go for the head, nothing like that. But wrapped up Mekhi Elmore. And official's going to take a look and see if it warrants anything beyond a common foul. Well, we'll update you after the officials finish their little conference at the scores table. And Mekhi Elmore will be headed to the line. We'll see if it's for 2 in the ball or just for 2. 77-69, Pioneers trail, 3:54 to go in the ballgame. So it looks like coming out of the review, it's just going to be a common foul. Well, I take that back. They've called it a flagrant 1 foul on Stubblefield. So Elmore stands at the line all alone and knocks down the first. Chance to get in double figures now for Mackay. And he does. He's got 10. The lead is now just 6, and Pioneers will keep the basketball. That's the 4th foul on Stubblefield, so that's another thing to keep an eye on. And CMU has fared well without him tonight, but a senior leader, all-conference player, a guy you want on the floor, excuse me, a junior, but a guy you want on the floor if you're Coach Matt Sherman. 6-point game, Anthony Brown probes out top. Clock winds under 10 on the shot clock. Spin move. Up over the top, and it just rattles out. We've seen that time and time again tonight. Anthony Brown in the paint with shots he's more than capable of hitting and just getting bad bounces off the rim. Comes that weave into a high ball screen for CMU, looking to get Trayvon Smith downhill, ideally to his left hand. Pioneers able to keep him out of the paint for now. Smith one-on-one with Langer. Step back 3, he got it. Trayvon Smith, that's a big-time shot. He's got 25. And that pushes the lead back out to 9 with just over 3 minutes to go in the game. Full timeout, Central Methodist. Pioneers going to let it bounce all the way to midcourt. Little delay action back to Anthony Brown. Now screen the screener, looking for Brooks Langer for 3. Got it to him. Now extra pass, it's going to be Alexander's 3, and he knocked it down. Jake Alexander, time and time again, hits the big shot. Back to a 6-point ball game. Pioneers have got to come up with a stop. CMU going just over and over again to that high ball screen, either for Smith or Stubblefield. Stubblefield in the lane. Now back to Trayvon Smith. Here comes the screen from Teray. Brown and Jones-McCrary ice it. Late shot clock now. No screen comes. It's going to be an ISO. Ball swung back to Stubblefield. He gets into the paint. Floater. No good. And Jones-McCrary the rebound. Langer is ahead of the pack. Euro steps. He's fouled, and he got it to go. Brooks Langer through contact. Gets the bucket to go, and he's going to the line for one more. That's a weight room basket from Brooks Langer. That's why you spend that time in the offseason in the weight room. Just push right through the arms that tried to wrap him up. The basket in transition makes it a 4-point game, and Langer can make it 3 with the bonus free throw. And he does. Gerard Bosch checks back in, the big fella, freshman from Spain who had 14 points in the first half, has been quiet here in the second. Jones-McCrary has shouldered the load inside. But we got a 1-possession ball game with 2 minutes to go. There's that weave ball screen. Smith gets downhill to his left hand. He's fouled on the floor, I believe on the floor, by Anthony Brown. Trayvon Smith, so tough to guard one-on-one. There's not a player I'd rather have tasked with the challenge than Anthony Brown, but Trayvon, a tough cover. Now he just takes the no-move jumper. The 3 is too short, and Bosch came soaring in for the rebound. It was batted out of bounds. It's going to be Pioneer basketball. Coach Sherman asking for a review. and having an extended conversation with the officials, but no review is going to come. That dead ball, that conversation with Coach Sherman is advantageous for the Pioneers as it allowed Brooks Langer to check back into the game. Jones-McCrary surveys out top. Pioneers go inside to Anthony Brown. Double team comes, now it leaves. But Langer open on that backside if it comes again. Brown draws contact, no whistle. His fadeaway just rattles out. The lid has stayed on that basket for Anthony Brown here in the second half. Still a one-possession game. Pioneers can come up with a stop. Alexander out top with Stubblefield. Here comes the high ball screen. Stubblefield into the paint, kicks to Smith. Smith got Anthony Brown off his feet. Now a wild extra pass. Three on the way in front of the bench, no good. Three from Marcus Anthony off the mark. Brooks Langer the rebound. That's the stop Mid-America needed with a minute to play, trailing by 3. Elmore into the paint off the crossover. A lot of contact, no whistle. Last touched by Makai Elmore. It's going to be CNU basketball. Coach Hepker is irate that there's no whistle on his sophomore guard going to the rim. Can't believe it. And he's going to take a full timeout and let the officials explain it to him. We'll take a full timeout as well. 53.4 to go in the ballgame. Central Methodist 80, Mid-America Nazarene 77. A 23-second difference between shot and game clock. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining, so we could extend this game for some time. Central Methodist leads by 3. Elmore blows up the ball screen. Good defense from Makai. It's going to come again. Here it does. Teray sets it. Stubblefield into the paint, all the way to the rack. Reverse layup up and good. Pioneers in a hurry back the other way, and Brown going to go to the line for 2. So the quick answer is exactly what you need, but 33.9 on the game clock. Can't advance the ball with a timeout in men's college basketball. Unfortunately, you can in every other level. Well, not every other level, not the high school game. But women's college basketball, you sure can. The pros, you sure can. Maybe someday the men's game will catch up. But that comes into play here because Anthony knocks down the first. But 4 seconds may not be enough time to just play this out and try to get a stop, because then you got to go the length of the floor. So Brown 2 for 2. Isaiah Cole checks back in. And Mid-America going to be in the full court press. Got to imagine hard traps coming, maybe a second trap. And they've certainly got a player scouted that they would like to send to the free throw line. It's not Trayvon Smith or Everett Stubblefield, I can tell you that. And Smith, trapped in the corner, is going to take a timeout. We'll do it all over again after the timeout from CMU. Eagles lead at 82-79, 32.2 left to go in the ballgame. Central Methodist, an excellent free throw shooting team. All 5 guys on the floor shooting at around 80% or better, except for, oddly enough, Everett Stubblefield, but you know he's more than capable. Ball gets into Smith. Pioneers look for one hard trap, didn't get it. Now they've got a foul, and they're going to foul Teray, the big. Now, normally you would think, okay, you're going to send the center to the free throw line. That's probably the guy you wanted to foul. Not necessarily the case with Peter Teray. Teray, a 78% free throw shooter, shooting 82% from the line in conference play. It is just a 1-and-1 situation. It's the 7th team foul on Mid-America. And they can send their best three-point shooting group back on the floor. It's Makai Elmore, Brooks Langer, Alexander, Anthony Brown, and Jones McCrary on the floor for Mid-America. Teray's shot up, nothing but net. So now it's a 2-possession game. Shot clock is off. See if Coach Hepp opts to go to the rim quickly, or if they've got a 3 drawn up coming out of this full court dead ball situation. Elmore pushes. There's that pistol action again. They were looking to go to Langer on a crackback screen, and he lost his footing. Makai to the rim. He's fouled. That's actually not a bad situation for the Pioneers. Clock stops. You send a good shooter to the free throw line, and if you can score with the clock stop, that's ideal right now. It also fouls out Everett Stubblefield. Stubblefield exits the game with just 6 points. But if this one is to extend, that's big news for Mid-America that he's out of the game. Makai knocks down the first, makes it a 4-point game. And he goes 2 for 2. 1-possession game again, full court press. Here comes the trap. Smith is fouled in the backcourt by Elmore. I don't think Makai wanted to foul Trayvon Smith, was going for a steal. Officials thought an intentional foul was going to come, maybe anticipated that one. Still a 1-on-1 opportunity, but you're sending a guy in Trayvon Smith who's got 25 points tonight and is an 83% free throw shooter to the line. Smith does knock down the first. And we'll do it all over again. He's 2 for 2. See if Mid-America goes back to that pistol action. They're denying Elmore the basketball. Anthony Brown had to come back and get it. He gets a step-up screen from Jones McCrary. Crosses over, gets into the paint, scores. The Pioneers extending this game, trading baskets, but Central Methodist has yet to miss a free throw down the stretch. So 86-83, 11.1 to go in the ball game. We'll do it again after a 30-second timeout. Marcus Anthony to inbound. Jones McCrary on the ball. They get it into Trayvon Smith. Trap comes, he splits it. Back to Marcus Anthony, and they're going to say the foul occurred on Trayvon Smith. And he's going to head to the line for 1-and-1 once again. Again, the Pioneers do not want to foul Smith. Sent the trap to him. He was able to get through the first one. They came at him again, and as he got rid of the basketball, he was fouled.
That was his second personal.
It's still 1-1 for the last time. It's the 9th team foul, so Mid-America 2 timeouts remaining. If they are to come down with a rebound off a miss, they would call timeout, but Trayvon Smith knocks down point 28. And 29. So it's a 5-point game once again, 7.7 to go. Elmore sprints it across, stop and pop 3. He hit it. Makai Elmore races length of the floor and trades the 2 free throws for a 3. It's a 2-point ball game, just 2.8 remaining. 30-second timeout. Mid-America is going to send Isaiah Cole back into the game. And you got to think now, it's all out for a steal on the inbounds pass. Obviously, you foul right away if you don't get a steal, but a steal under the goal, you're right there for a putback. Now, the last time out, Central Methodist ran the play you'll see against full court pressure where a guy sprints the length of the floor. They're looking to throw it long. This is the same alignment that came from, so we'll see. It's Charles Anthony to inbound. Jones McCurry is going to be hounding the ball. Cole and Elmore are denying the guards. Brown and Alexander denying the wings at midcourt. 2.8 to go in the ball game. Ball's inbounded, and Smith is fouled. The Pioneers thought that there was an offensive foul there. On a push-off, none was called.
On number 3, Makai Elmore. That's his third. 10th team foul.
So that's the 3rd on Makai, the 10th team foul. And it's going to send Central Methodist to the line with .7 on the clock.
Official timeout.
Now officials have decided to take a timeout and go to the monitor to review something. I'm not sure if they're reviewing whether or not there was a push-off and it warrants a flagrant foul that wasn't called earlier, or if they're just taking a look at the time. And I think it's the time. Can't go back and change a call that didn't occur in live play. Though I think, yeah, the official has a stopwatch. They're just going to see how much time should be on the clock when Central Methodist heads to the free throw line. So as it stands right now, there's 0.7 on the clock. Well, after some discussion, there has been no time added or taken off, so it'll be .7, and Smith back to the line looking for 30 points, and he's got it. Puts the Eagles back on top by 3. This one does ice it, and it does. That's a 4-point lead for Central Methodist. .7 to go. That should be your final. So the Eagles come into Olathe and leave with a 90-86 win. Pioneers, a valiant effort, shorthanded. Couldn't quite come away with the win against a now 9-1 Central Methodist squad. So 31 points from Trayvon Smith propel CMU to the win here in the Cook Center. And we'll be back Saturday against Mount Mercy, both men and women, here at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the Cook Center. Thanks for tuning in on MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube.